I'm Marcel, and welcome to me screaming into the void mostly about books. This is coming out a bit late, but I've been sick, but I am jumping on the Read What You Own challenge now. This challenge is from Criminoli, who is challenging people to read what you own. Now, this isn't necessarily a new concept nor a novel concept on BookTube. There has been a lot of debate on owning books and reading books being two different hobbies. And I had to sort of work with myself in regard to, if I wanted to do this project, why would I want to do this project? I have a lot of books. Worse than that, I have a lot of unread books. I've been a reader most of my life, which means that most of my disposable income has gone to books because that's been my hobby. A lot of gifts that have been given to me have been books because people know I'm a reader. And I'm now in that time of life where I have started inheriting a lot of books because people I care about and who I've shared my passion of reading with has passed away. But more than that, more than anything, I am married. And I am married to a man who reads about as much as I do. I'm married to someone where our first fight as a couple, proper fight, was when we were going to move in together. How was we going to organize our bookshelf? Because we had such different ideas on how a bookshelf should be organized and felt intensely enough about that topic that it was worth arguing with the people we loved more than anything. And therefore, having one of these TBR Zero challenges will not work for me because my books aren't just my books. The books I've been gifted and bought to read is a part of a mutual collection, and having a TBR Zero would put too much pressure on my husband. I can't tell him don't buy that book because I do not want to read that book. That's cruel and unusual punishment. But still, it felt wrong to have as many books as we do, especially considering that I have bought a lot of them without having read them. I mean, I buy books because I want to read books. I don't want to look well read. I want to be well read. And therefore, I really enjoyed Criminoli's challenge of read what you own. He doesn't talk about a TBR Zero. He just states that we have a challenge. You should read the books that you want to read and not buy new books until you've read the X number of books that you want to do. He has 4 levels of this challenge. It is 25, 50, 75 or 100. I am doing 100. I have more than enough books to do that. Now, the challenge is very simple. Read books. Don't buy new books before that, unless you want to. He's kind of a nice guy that way. I have given myself some get out of jail free cards regarding not buying new books until all of that 100 books are read. I'm going to go for the 100. Number 1, I am doing certain reading projects where I read certain books and therefore need specific books to be able to take part of it. One of them is reading around the world. Another one is my romance project. And the books I need for those projects, I just need. The focus here is not having unread books. So buying books I know I'm going to read then and there is fine. I'm not harping on myself for that. Number 2 is if you want to gift me something, go ahead. I'm not going to stop having books coming into my bookshelf, especially also because my husband has no restriction on his book banning, no matter how long the project is for me. So a caveat that a lot of other people who are doing this project is that if you are allowing gifts or if you are allowing books bought in for other projects, then they won't count for that 100 books. I'm doing things a bit differently. I asked my husband to pick out 100 books, hopefully books I haven't read, from a bookshelf. Fiction, non-fiction, poetry, poems, plays, whatever. And he has gift wrapped them for me. And these are the 100 books I'm going to read. So having other books not count isn't going to be a problem because all of the books are gift wrapped. And the way this is going to go is I have a random number generator. As you maybe see, it's numbered, all of them. And I'll pick the books at random and I'll read them, maybe talk about them if I think they should be talked about. If there are books that I absolutely did not enjoy, don't think have any value on our bookshelf, and if my husband agrees, then I'll probably donate the books, because why have books, even if they're read, on my bookshelf that I see no value in having on my bookshelf? But again, it's not just my bookshelf, so he does have a right to say something about that. If I enjoy the book, it will go back on the bookshelf and I'll have less unread books on my bookshelf, and that's the project. So it's nothing less, but here is the random number generator, and the book 87. We have books, that's 81, that's 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, and book 87. So this is the first book I'm going to read for the project, Read What I Own, because why should I buy books that I don't read? Also look pretty. Or they're from a country that I don't really have books from. Well, there's a lot of reason why you should buy books that you don't necessarily read, but I do want to read the books that I have on my bookshelf as well. And the first book is written by a Norwegian author. I don't know if it's a book that is translated to had its rights sold to the US. But this is an essay collection, so it's a good pick for Nonfiction November. And what Kristoffer Schou did is that he went to funerals where there were no friends, no relatives, there were no one present at these funerals. So this is a collection of essays talking about what does that mean when you have a funeral, or when people die, when there is no one left behind. What does that say about that life? Kristoffer Schou is a Norwegian musician. He's also worked as a comic and a TV personality. I actually know his parents very well because they are friends with my parents. And this was, strangely enough, talking about lonely dead people, a wonderful pick for the first one. Also because it's so short, so I'll hopefully keep momentum up. So that's my first pick for the books for Read What You Own? Are you doing this project? Are you also reading what you are owning on your own bookshelf? And also, what do you think about the switch of focus here on BookTube from only owning books, which has also always been a thing because pretty books makes for better videos, but now there is much more of a focus of not just owning books but also being well read. Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you for listening to me screaming into the void.